Hi, I'm Dorothy Godin, broker with Remax Crown Realty here in Sudbury, and welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Now, we've had the biggest winter snowfall that we've had in many, many years, and you know there's going to be people who have water problems who have never had water problems before. And the question is, if I have, as a buyer, a firm deal on an offer and it closes in 30 days, and all of a sudden there's water, what do we do? First of all, you always want to be transparent. As a seller, the minute that you get any kind of water problems, you want to contact your lawyer and you want to contact your sales rep so that everyone can be in the loop. Um, when you read the small print in your agreement of purchase and sale, insurance has to be kept on the house, and the house is the responsibility of the seller up to and including the day of closing. So, a couple of days before closing, you get seepage in the basement. You need to let everyone know. As a seller, you need to be very transparent, let everyone know. And then there's going to be a discussion about, is this a defect? Is this seasonal? It's a one off. Is this foundation problem? Like, what is the scope of this problem? If it is seasonal and it's just a fluke because we've had so much snow, then the seller has to fix that problem and you move on. You can't just walk away. If there's a sump pump failure and maybe some foundation problem, usually that is the responsibility of the seller. Where the big question comes in is people want to know, as a buyer, when can I walk away from a situation? And again, this is going to be a legal question and you should consult your lawyer. But from our perspective, if everybody is transparent and everybody is above board about what we're dealing with, and you have to find out, first of all, what you're dealing with, is it just a one-off thing where you have seepage because we've had a crazy winter? Is this a sump pump fail that flooded the basement, which in that case, it is the seller's responsibility. Where the question comes in is if there is substantial damage and now value has been decreased or it doesn't function the way it should. And now we have an insurance claim. The seller has an insurance claim. That is where, as a buyer, you can talk to your lawyer, and there's a good chance that you can say, you know what, this is not the house for me. I don't want to deal with these problems. Or you can take their insurance and deal with the insurance company from the seller and maybe take the proceeds from that, or the insurance company will undertake to fix everything and you continue to close, or you decide that you're going to walk away. And that there's a fine line. You have to figure out, is this a minor problem or is this a major problem that affects value and affects the structural soundness perhaps. um, these are big questions, but undoubtedly we're going to see people who have purchased houses and there's going to be some water in the basement. And usually what we see happen from a practical point of view is the seller will undertake to make the improvements. We might do a holdback where both parties agree they're going to hold back money until the seller fixes the problem, or they may just give a credit and reduce the purchase price, and the seller and the buyer will just move on and purchase that house. It's very frustrating. It's very emotional. But again, the key things are, everybody being transparent. If water comes in the house before closing, as a seller, you want to tell your sales rep, you want to take pictures, you want to keep your invoices, you want to, document everything, let the lawyer know so that the lawyers can be talking to one another, and that normally the buyer and the seller with their sales reps and the lawyers can figure out, okay, here's how we're going to deal with it. There's no walking away from this kind of problem. It has to be dealt with, and it has to be dealt with as soon as possible. And I say it's very rare that I have heard where there was so much damage that the buyer decided that this is not the house for them. But more often than not, insurance kicks in when there's substantial damage, and the buyer is okay with insurance company coming in and fixing everything. The key is just talking and being transparent. I hope you find this helpful. I hope you don't find yourself in that situation. As always, you can reach me at Dorothy Godin at remax.net or 705-561-2360. Have a good one.